Alright, football in the last 24 hours has been a little bit mental, and in today's video we're going to be unpacking the Darren news, him leaving Sheffield Wednesday and what this could mean for Wednesday next season in the Championship. We're going to be having a deeper dive into their squad as things stand, where they need to look into, unpack some of the reasons this might have happened and how Wednesday look forward from this point onwards. Just when you think you've got an idea of where Wednesday are heading as a club, they throw a curveball in there and completely catch you off guard. I, for one, didn't see this coming. Think the vast majority of the footballing world, along with the Wednesday fan base, didn't see this one coming either. And I mean, first and foremost, Sheffield Wednesday fans, I want to hear from you in the comments down below. Now, I'm recording this video obviously in advance, and I'm sure more news will come out as the next few days and weeks go on. But on the face surface, this seems like an absolutely baffling decision. The Sheffield Wednesday club statement reads as follows: Sheffield Wednesday can announce that manager Darren has left the club by mutual consent. Chansiri says that both parties believe that now is the right time we go our separate ways. The journey of Sheffield Wednesday with Darren has been in many ways unique and always as a team. In the footballing industry, journeys come to an end, and now is the time, which we both agree. The mutual respect we have for each other is immense on a personal and professional basis, and I offer my sincere thanks for the dedication and commitment Darren has given to our football club. Darren will always be welcome at Hillsborough. Moore himself makes a short statement thanking the fans and club for the opportunity, and the statement then ends with Sheffield Wednesday saying the process to appoint a new manager is now underway and the club will make no further comment at this time. Now, I must say, above all else, the timing of this seems really strange, especially for a mutual decision to have been made between Moore and the club to depart, especially when Moore himself gave this interview to TalkSport just last week, talking about the plans for Sheffield Wednesday next season, which were already in place.
Yeah, for me, it's getting this club back in the Championship and competing against some real top teams and in a real competitive division, and that's what you want to challenge yourself. What we're looking to do, Hugh, is recruit well in terms of making some key signings, and obviously reliant on the loans window.
Now, big thing to take into consideration with the club statement was that it did also confirm that along with Moore leaving the club, his backroom staff will also be departing. So a whole host of changes are bound to come in at Sheffield Wednesday this summer. Now, that can be seen as both exciting for a potential new opportunity and quite scary and precarious. So a quick recap on Darren Moore's overall time at Sheffield Wednesday. He was first appointed in March 2021 when the club was sat 23rd in the Championship. The back end of that Championship season he came in for, and ultimately they were relegated to League One, but the work really started with the club in League One and how Moore would go about rebuilding the squad and gearing them back up for a promotion push. His first full season in charge, they finished 4th in League One but lost in the playoffs to Sunderland. His second full season in League One, the season just gone by, was an absolute rollercoaster ride for the Wednesday fan base and more. For the vast majority of the season, Wednesday were the outstanding side in League One. At one point looked like they were the clear-cut favourites to go on and win the title, but a rocky patch of form at the bad end saw the likes of Ipswich and Plymouth taking advantage of them, and ultimately they finished 3rd in the table with 96 points, which, looking back on it, was absolutely ridiculous given, you know, the points that accumulated throughout the season. What then followed was one of the most baffling and dramatic playoff campaigns we've ever seen. Sheffield Wednesday lost in the first leg 4-0 to Peterborough, and all hope seemed lost at that point. And let's not forget, a fair few Wednesday fans were calling for Moore's head after that 4-0 defeat. The expectations were set at the start of the season. Promotion was the aim, and anything below that would have been an underperformance. But what we then saw at Hillsborough was just the magic of this team under Moore and what they are capable of producing, turning it around with a 5-1 victory under the lights and then going on to win on penalties. What then followed was the playoff final against Barnsley, and while by no means the best game in terms of the overall spectacle and the quality on show, they did dig deep and ultimately get over the line 1-0 in the end, thanks to that Josh Windass winner right before final whistle was going to blow and the two sides were going to head towards penalties. So the ride has been absolutely thrilling under Darren Moore from start to finish, and I think there has to be more to this than meets the eye. A lot of local journalists that report on Sheffield Wednesday are, very much going along the lines of how much this has actually come out of the blue, as Moore has been closely working on new signings and conversations have been happening in terms of transfer policies and such heading into the summer. And so this one really has left the vast majority of the football world really scratching their heads and thinking what Chansiri is thinking. Now, as things stand, this is the Sheffield Wednesday squad heading into next season. In terms of Deli Bashira and Johnson, they're yet to sign new deals with the club, but they do have offers on the table right now, and obviously a few youngsters also propping up this squad. But in terms of what they're working with and the names at the moment, we can see how light they are in a few positions, how much work is needed to do on this squad over the summer. Now, I would stress that while on the surface it seems like Wednesday have got an absolute mountain to climb in terms of recruitment and how short they are in a few areas, this is also the case for a lot of other Championship clubs who are similarly short on a lot of crucial positions. But when you are in that sort of environment and having to make the step up from League One to the Championship, it's absolutely vital that you have that clarity and consistency throughout your club with the management team, the players coming in and the players already at the club, that everyone's sort of on the same page and building towards the same end goal. And it just feels as if all of that has sort of been ripped apart at Sheffield Wednesday, and no one quite knows the reasoning why. Now, the speculation is, quite rightly running rampant at the moment. I'm sure that more details will have come out by the time you guys are watching this video. A few people thinking that maybe Moore wasn't happy with a transfer budget perhaps given to him by Chansiri, and there was a bit of a disagreement over that all of a sudden. Some other people thinking that Moore's maybe got another job lined up. So the conspiracy theories on social media at the moment really are running rampant, but on the face surface, it just seems really strange with the interviews that have been given out recently, how the local press have been reporting on Wednesday's situation this summer. It just seems like a decision that's come out of nowhere on the back of something that's clearly happened behind the scenes all of a sudden. So who could come in at Sheffield Wednesday to replace Darren Moore? Well, plenty of names are being thrown about at the moment. To go off the bookies' favourites, Carlos Carvajal is leading that race at the moment. Whether or not this is people putting two and two together, the former Sheffield Wednesday manager did leave his job at Celta Vigo just 10 days ago, and so with the Sheffield Wednesday vacancy popping up now, it is interesting. He's an interesting character. Carvajal obviously led Wednesday to 2 playoff campaigns in the Championship, followed by the 3rd season where things started to unravel really. But it has to be said, the circumstances around Sheffield Wednesday are considerably different from what Carvajal had last time and what he'd be inheriting now. Certainly looking back on, the squad he had at the time when he led Sheffield Wednesday to the playoffs in the Championship and what he'd now be going into. Some other names on there: Steven Gerrard, who recently confirmed that he won't be taking that job in Saudi Arabia, so potentially still looking for that next managerial opportunity in England. Bruno Lage on there, Gary O'Neill, who recently left Bournemouth, Nathan Jones, a few others in there. Ryan Lowe, the Preston manager at the moment, also chucked in. Plenty of names being mentioned at the moment. Wednesday fans, I'd like to get your take down below, who you'd most like to see coming in. But overall, it's just been a little bit of a crazy 24 hours at Sheffield Wednesday, really. Like I said at the beginning of the video, Wednesday fans, I'd love to get your take on this one in the comments down below. But that will wrap it up for today's video. Thank you very much for tuning in. As always, do stick around and subscribe for some regular Championship content, and I'll see you all in the next one.